Am I done with wrestling?
No.
This match that's getting everyone riled up.
I was frightened. I was like kind of frightened it might be like before.
I had to go to her house and beg her. Foxy.
Oh my God, this is actually like my time to shine. I know it sounds so weird.
Some necks are going to be snapping.
Thank you that you guys are still waiting on the miracle to happen too.
Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is DS and I am here with the freaking legend, Mickie James here.
Oh my God. I'm so happy to be back.
Mickie's not retired yet. We have more matches coming up, which I'm so glad.
Although I did come back and face Trinity.
That too.
Yeah.
What a match.
And I lost.
Yeah. The good thing is that we've got some new matches coming out, which I'm so excited about. Her coming this April all the way in Australia. This is like a spiritual kind of successor to NWA EmPowerrr, right?
It kind of is, I guess. It would be, I mean, it's my second all-female pay-per-view event. It's going to be awesome. It's been very different than the first, I think, because I'm not in Australia, obviously.
Right.
So to put something together so far away is really different. It's unique.
The EmPowerrr was such a magical night for the women's wrestling, or wrestling in general. Like some of the people that got highlighted from that event, Ariana Grace, Masha Slamovich,
Right.
Sky Blue, they're all huge name that's leading the charge in today's women's wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
Masha Slamovich, Chelsea Green,
Yeah.
Deanna, like all these women, but tangled with like Melina, like that Deanna and Melina match was amazing.
Right.
It was amazing. Like even I had chill bumps that night, like just watching it, you know? I think because it was a first ever and everyone felt like it was like this coming together and this rising up together, that it was real special and it was magic. And you could feel it. You could feel it that whole night in the atmosphere in the chase, right? Yeah, and I was super grateful for Billy and at the time even Impact and AEW like taking part to like
All
go
coming
like,
together.
hey, yeah, you
That was
know,
really magic,
it
yeah.
was cool. It was really cool.
But you're making magic again, because you're a freaking fairy godmother of pro wrestling.
Is it? I'm a fairy godmother.
This match that's getting everyone riled up. Alicia Fox, Vix Crow, her first match out of retirement. I mean, she never really retired. I mean, she
never really
she
did.
Never did.
Yeah.
Her first match since leaving WWE against you, Mickie James.
I'm honored.
What?
Yeah.
How did this match come about?
I had to go to her house and beg her.
Knock
Beg
the door.
her. Foxy. No, I'm so excited and honored. Obviously, I think, as I'm trying to put the wrestling card together for her and think of all these different matches and different ways of things that are happening that night. One thing I didn't do on EmPowerrr is I didn't wrestle that night. Because I felt like it was about women's wrestling and putting a spotlight on women who probably hadn't had the spotlight, like a lot of up and coming talent versus legends versus all this blends of like styles.
Right.
But I didn't want the show to be about me, right? Like it wasn't about me in that sense. It was about women's wrestling. But I go like, I haven't been to Australia since 2016. And I go, when am I going to go again? I don't know. But if I was going to wrestle, because they were asking me, oh, please, if you're maybe wrestle, maybe you want to wrestle. I'm like, maybe, but who am I going to wrestle? And then obviously Fox's retirement, or she got let go and left. And I knew she was probably like thinking, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, would you consider wrestling me? I think about our whole history and everything. Like, we wrestled one time.
That's surprising.
In 2009 for the Divas Championship.
That Mickie DT
was sick.
Was so sick, yeah.
Everything, like her she takes some sick, crazy things. The way she's just unbelievable. And I don't think that people understand how incredible she is in there. Like, it's like smooth as butter. Like, it's just amazing to me. And I love that. And like, you only get that kind of certain magic and chemistry with certain people. So I feel like we've never had a chance to wrestle each other really since it maybe in like a 6-girl tag, or some type of schmaz where there's a million people involved. So I'm like, sis, we have to do this match. We just once.
Yeah.
Just once. And I think I'm grateful that she's saving her first match back. It's my first match back since Trinity, so I haven't wrestled in a while, and
it's gonna be so big.
It's gonna be amazing, and I'm really excited.
And then you two are like, when the fans are always talking about the best sellers of the industry, always
Thanks.
Mickie and Alicia Fox. I'm so excited for this. Yeah.
Some necks are gonna be snapping.
The reunion that you've been all waiting for with Vix Crow, Foxy's back.
Yay!
You're literally glowing.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so funny because you said that earlier and I got a little blushed up. I feel really elated. I feel very, I feel just like I'm just excited. I just feel giggly. You know what I think it is?
What is
I
it?
think it's because I've been going to practice and like knocking off some of the ring rust. So like where my confidence was lacking before was like, well, can I have a match? Like, you know, am I going to be able to just all the parts, right? I'm feeling pretty confident about my in-ring ability. And I know that's what I'm saying. And I feel weird talking about it, but it's something that's really, really exciting.
And this weekend, this is a time that we've been all waiting for. The return of Foxy, the return of Vix Crow in the ring against the legendary Mickie James.
Yeah, correct. I
Yeah.
cannot believe it.
How did this all come about?
Oh, geez. Every time I talk about wrestling, I get a little blushy. But with this situation, Mickie is so funny, right? She's hilarious. And it started with a couple of texts, like a little drip, drip text. And it was like very subtle. And then one day we had a conversation. I think she just asked me, like, so you're done with wrestling? And I'm like, oh, am I done with wrestling? I was like, well, I don't know. I just want to get in the ring and knock off some ring rust. And so we kind of like started talking and talking and talking. And then she asked if she could book me for Australia. I was like, and then it started to slowly like come back in that it's going to be her show, her promotion. And I was so forever proud of her. And then I just started to feel like, oh my God, this is actually like my time to shine. I know it sounds so weird to say that. I feel so like I don't want to sound cocky, you know?
No, but it is your time to shine. It is time to
I
soar.
think,
Yeah.
I feel like this is the chance. But I think I was just honestly kind of frightened. I was frightened, you know, because I was like kind of frightened it might be like before.
Okay.
In that I just couldn't stomach that.
Did Mickie say something that you were like, let's do it?
Yes. It's gonna make me emotional thinking about Mickie because I have so much respect for her and like watching her, you know, after WWE and then she did her EmPowerrr pay-per-view. I thought that was really courageous. And to know what it takes to like put your name on something, regardless if you want to like do it because you want to be of service for the girls or you want to do it just because you can do it. The attempts that she had to make a meaningful difference for women, I respect that, and I just was like in admiration of her.
Okay.
And then watching like her in particular go to TNA and then be visible in that space, you know, I was like, oh man, maybe I could do that. So, and then I started watching TNA and seeing like girls like Jordan Grace, Tasha Steeles, and then I started getting interested in other wrestling promotions and AEW. So then I saw Brett Baker, and then I got to meet her, and then I was like, wow, she's really sweet. And then I read Velvet. I was like, oh my God, I just absolutely love her. And then she invited me to go to a wrestling school. I'm like, and so it were like the experiences kept evolving naturally.
Wow, yeah.
Without me a part of it. That's why I'm like, well, I don't know what happened, DS, because like, I mean, it's a night and day situation. Because I can remember when you came over and I was just like, like wrestling. I'm like, I was like, am I supposed to be embarrassed at this point? Am I so? Because you know what's so interesting is I am grateful to have constructive criticism with my friend. Yeah.
No, people
So-
love this match.
I know. I'm just trying to stay positive here, but I think once I realized that I was in a season of mourning and to be really honest about it, I was ready to let it pass. I got a phone call from Gail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what. So Gail called one day, and we were just like talking shop. I don't know what we were talking about. We're just laughing, and then later that day, Mickie was like, "Hey, can I give you a call?" I'm like, "Well, this is a weird, like, you know, this is like kind of
Fun day.
strange." Yeah, I'm like, "This is weird." The question was like, "So are you ready to get back in the ring, or you're just like?" It is just like one of those things, you know. We bumped in there again, and I just was thinking about the independent girls. I'm like, well, I guess I could get in the ring because there's a lot of girls out there that maybe would want to practice a headlock match or like I could share a spot that Fit Finley gave us that really like bring up the crowd here.
Got
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
So the last time you had a singles match was back in 2019, right?
Oh my, really?
Against Becky Lynch.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from there to debut of Vix Crow, how is it going to be different?
You know what? The big difference I have to say is having time in the ring to go to practice. That's the big difference. Like, I really feel as though I glow when we're going to practice. Like, it reminds me of like my OVW days, and talked about my school 100 times, but Hatchet Wrestling in Jacksonville. That's a funny thing. It's in Jacksonville. It's down the street. There's no reason for me not to keep working on my practice. You know, I'm telling all the girls, I'm like, hey, y'all come down to Jacksonville. They're like, okay. And everybody, like, I've talked to Celeste. She wants to come. All the girls want to come.
Mickie was there recently.
Yeah, Mickie came down, you know. But
she says she knocked on your door and she's like, come out of retirement.
Yes,
come back in the ring.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. But when I started going to practice, and like, we do things like conditioning. Like, we'll roll around. We'll do like, you know, blow up drills. Like, all you girls know what I'm talking about. But it's that repetition that started really igniting my fire. I kind of got to like practice getting in an arm bar different and doing all these things. And I'm like, oh my God, I started to remember wrestling at practice. I love it. So at school, my coach's name's John Davis. Well, I've got 3. So Dexter Loomis.
Oh, he's your trainer?
Yeah, so it's his school.
Oh my God.
And we went to high school together.
Oh, what?
Isn't that funny?
Was he always kind of, I mean, on screen, he's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
In a sexy way, of course. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, Sam in high school. Sam to me always seems real quiet, you know, kind of creepy. So yeah, I guess he's the same guy. And John Davis, like, he reminds me of like Kevin Owens, dive bar, and like listen to some cool smoky music. You know, it's like he's that friend, you know. But when it comes to his wrestling technique, he gets scrappy. Like, I love all their arsenals. I don't know what it is. I don't know, but he's got the style I want, you know. So I started being able to pick his brain, and so, you know, yes, oh my God, it's been so much fun. Yes, I can't wait.
Evolution.
Yes, like, I mean, everything. Like, you know, he took what, you know, WWE gifted me from the repetition and like as a performer, and really helped me come out into my own. Like, he helped me like grow into those moves, like, you know, like the way I throw this axe kick now.
The most beautiful axe kick in the industry, by the way.
Oh, I don't know.
But you evolved it even more.
Yeah, like, he, you know what it is he gives me enough room to keep challenging, whereas I think in myself, like, I was like, nah, I gotta perfect this. It was perfect. So my wrestling was kind of like 5, 6, 7, 8 stiff. But now I feel like with the confidence of going to conditioning and practicing, that's what got me out of my head.
I love it, yeah.
And that's what got me into my heart with it. I just feel on fire on that. So I don't know what the match is gonna be like, but I'm like,
I love that. I love that you're letting this Vix Crow. It seems like it's coming to you.
That's how I feel.
Very
like
organic.
You said it, Diaz.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's happening. I just keep like looking ahead. Like, now that I'm in a later part of my timeline, there's people like you, Gail, Mickie. Like, there are all these staple anchors out there. I couldn't turn my heart on. I just couldn't. It was just low battery. It was like, I remember when the battery died, and I guess it didn't die. It's just kind of like needs a little bit of ugh. So then I went to practice, and I had my first bump, and I'm like, it was like, oh, I don't think so. And then I started hitting the ropes, and I'm like, oh, that's what's up. And then I'm like, oh my God, all these bumps and bruises started to like ease up. And I think that's why I'm glowing, because I'm just like, wait a minute, I'm getting my shit together.
And then we got another great matches coming too. We got the Victoria Cup.
Victoria Classic, featuring like 6 of the best women in Australia right now, like the people to keep an eye on. There is the OPW Women's Championship is on the line. It's like the Erica Reed against Lizzie Evo.
Jordan Grace, the Knockouts
Jordan
champion's gonna be
Grace,
there.
and she's taking on Delta, who is like kind of a lot of the same style as Jordan. So it's like Australia, she's pretty jacked and she's a powerhouse. Like, when we put out the thing of like, who should Jordan face, everybody. It was kind of, it was like a mixed bag at first when you first, but then like it started to become very unanimous.
And of course, the WWE Hall of Famer, Bull Nakano is going to be there.
How about that? And when we made that, like when we started having this conversation with Bull, when I messaged her, I didn't know that she was going in the Hall of Fame or any of that. But yeah, she's going to be there. She's going to be crowning the first ever OPW Women's Tag Team Champions, which I think Ella told me it's going to be the first women's tag team title winners ever in Australia.
Wow. You know, the wrestling god's really looking after you because all these moments
Sprinkle
are
that
happening.
magic, baby. I need it all.
That's why I'm almost kind of happy that you ended up not retiring at the last rodeo because you got so much more to give.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a giver.
I mean, from first time I met you to now, like the vibe, the mood, and then the spirit that I'm feeling from you is so different. I love seeing this.
Thanks,
so that's why I
Divas.
can't wait to see this match.
Thanks, Diaz.
What do you want to tell the fans that are so excited? The Divas fans are riling up for this
You're
match.
so
What do you want to tell them?
I have to say thank you. Like, thank you for sharing that love that you had to help support me, keep me warm. Thank you that that you guys are still waiting on the miracle to happen too. You know, I just like really still appreciate the support and the optics. Just thank you. And like, I couldn't see myself like not in the picture somewhere, not in a picture doing something.
And this is just the start
This
of
is
the journey.
just the start. Yeah.
And that's so exciting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for you.